Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America, it's a brother making his own way but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, the one and only P-Dog Knight.
Well. Here we go. Are you ready? Well, I don't care. I'm ready, so you better be. Hey, everybody. Good morning. Welcome to the Morning Night Live. I'm your host, Marty, also known as P-Dog Knight on the internet. Welcome back to the P-Dog Knight channel, where we have a lot to read today. Well, we don't, but the members of Congress do, because they dropped a 1,012-page bill, budget bill, on the members of Congress yesterday. And I didn't even realize that until today. And they're supposed to be ready to vote on it. I don't know. When are they supposed to vote on it? Today, maybe? 1,000 pages? I don't know. It's like they got a stopgap minibus, they called it, bill. That's why I called it a minibus up there, somewhere up there. And holy shit, these people. I just want them to stop spending money, but we'll talk about that. It's Friday. We have fun on Friday. We have the Q&A day and whatnot, so we're gonna do that just like we normally do, and all the other stuff that we do on this show. You know, I got 50,000 tabs open. Okay, not 50,000. That's an exaggeration, but you know, it's gonna be a bloodbath. What am I saying? I don't know. This is so weird. Anyway, I'm glad y'all are here. I'm glad I'm here, and we're going to get into the show right after. What the hell happened here? That's not supposed to be there. That's supposed to be over here. Holy crap, my tabs got all moved around. What the hell's going on here? That's supposed to be there. That's supposed to be there. That's supposed to be there. There, goes over here. There's where that's supposed to go. Because we got to talk about Latinia today, too. Anyway, hi. I'm your host, Marty, also known as P-Dog Knight on the internet. It's the 22nd of March, 2024. Friday! Yeah! We love some Friday. Everybody loves some Friday. Hope you got some good plans for the weekend. I'm really don't. So, my wife, my lovely wife, is in New York with a friend, and because a friend invited her to go to New York, and somehow we swung it. Oh, God. Anyway, but that's cool. I'm glad she's having fun. And I hope, I'm just praying that, you know, it's New York. They're staying there in Times Square and whatnot. I don't know. They got this special deal on something where they got to go to New York and see a show. And it was super cheap. So that's good. So anyway, that's what they're doing. And so I'm home alone this weekend. I'm going to probably, I don't know. I'm going to work on some furniture. I got to sell a couple pieces that I have out in my trailer. And so I'm going to do work. But it snowed here. That's the other part. It friggin' snowed yesterday. It's supposed to snow tomorrow. It's supposed to snow Sunday. I know I live in Minnesota, right? So I shouldn't be surprised by snow. But we haven't had hardly any snow the whole friggin' winter, and now it decides to snow on March 22nd of the year. Now it's not unusual even to get a late snow in March, except we haven't had snow all friggin' winter hardly compared to normal. You know, like we're usually in the, 30 to 40 inches a year snow, and we got almost probably maybe 5 inches the whole winter. And now friggin' suddenly it's going to snow. We're supposed to get Armageddon, Snowmageddon on Sunday. Frick. Anyway, let's say hi and get this shit started. Hi to all the people who have joined us in the chat. First on Rumble is Mr. Avocados Diablo. He gets the bell and his theme song, of course. Also, good morning to our friend Jimmy Das Hotep of Hotep Nation and ICTC. I see dead. No, not dead people, ICTC. And Mike Savage, Blarg, is in the house over on Rumble. Over on YouTube, the first in the chat was also, of course, Avocados Diablo, who had to wait for the rest of y'all to jump in. Of course, Jimmy Das Hotep says, well, how, of course, because you live in the future. Yes, he kind of does. Also, good morning, JB. What's up? And how could you just leave me standing alone in a world That is so cold. That's in a song, isn't it? What's this? What song is that from? When I scroll down, I'll figure out your answer. Also, good morning, Jimmy Das Hotep on YouTube. And good morning to Kara Soldier. What the hell's going on with my chat here? Why is this stuck like this? I shouldn't. Is there a way to turn that off? There we go. Now I can see more names. Zed the Snarky's in the house. Also, Somnambule Nation, Tyler F, Lord Stanhope. I got Anonymity, T2, I'll be back. Let's see. TC, I said TC. Did I say TC up here? No, I didn't. Hi, TC. You're on that side of the ledger, too. Good morning also to Mike Savage blog. I said that. Anyone else here? I'm scrolling. There's got to be more than this, right? Maybe? No, there's not. Where is everybody? What the hell's going on here? AD, you were right. Where is everybody? Everyone's slow today. Maybe the notifications went out slowly. By the way, and if you don't have, well, you must have, if you're here, you probably have notifications turned on. I do realize that, I'm sure a vast majority of the people who watch this show have the notifications, but it makes me wonder where the other 2,100 people go. Like I have 2,100 subscribers on YouTube, and I average about 30 people watching this show, which tells me that my other subscribers are not watching this show. And that's, it's disappointing, but it is what it is. I'm just curious, do they get notifications? Good morning. Hey, there's a couple people. AWOL's in the house. Number one is here. Good. That's great. All right. People are slowly rolling in. I know you're here. And let's see, even on Rumble, what do you got? 9 people? Well, that's about average. If there's that many, 9 people here and 4 of you said hi, we know that's how it goes. All right. So, what was I going to say? GDSOB, what's up? Good morning. Thank you also to the people who tweet the show out. Please share this stream. Please invite people to come join us. TC does every morning. Somnambule Nation does every morning. A lot of you, Tyler F and Zed the Snarky, retweet my tweets. I appreciate that more than you know. You are the sponsors of the show. You are the reason I exist in this space. And I appreciate those who are helping me with that endeavor. And also during the show, hit the like button. And oh, well, I can't show you this right now because, well, here, let's fix this. Sponsor the show. In fact, our sponsor goal, our donation goal today is $60. We're already halfway there thanks to Gunfox. Gunfox is dropping Hamiltons left and right. Love to see it. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it because it keeps the lights on and keeps my internet bill paid. And let's see, where is the Zoom bots not working yet? That's weird. What's going on with that? What happened to CloudBot? Let's see. Is something wrong with CloudBot? Let's check this out real quick. What is this? Streamlabs dashboard. Because the CloudBot's not working. Usually it's sounded off by now. Let's log in with YouTube. Give me one moment. I'm just doing some. Whoa! What is that? That's so weird. They changed how they changed how it goes. That's weird. I didn't. What? Holy shit. Why are they making me click so many buttons? Someone must have sued Streamlabs. I got a feeling. Ooh. Okay. Today, work. Let's see. What's going on with CloudBot here? Is it on? It is on. Oh. What happened there? That explains it. Okay. I think we're good. CloudBot is working. We're logged in. Good. All right, good enough. Let's get into the show because we got a lot to talk about. Gunfox has dropped 3 Hamiltons in the tip jar. Whoa, Gunfox, you are the Streamlabs Superstar sponsor of the day. Appreciate it. Dropped 3 articles. U.S. News: Jersey battleship is moving, and Third World War coming soon, and now make Marty brain explode. So that's his goal each time he drops articles into the ether here. So we're going to see if he makes my brain explode, and then we'll talk about everything else that's going on in the world. Oh, good Lord. Yes, I know what that's one. Okay, let's get into it because, you're here to hear the latest gossip and the news and all that shit. It is, by the way, we have a day today. Oh, wait, I have some news that I want to talk about first. Well, here, let me give you the day first, because this is actually, what? Why is that there? What the hell's going on here? Okay, let me move that. He's supposed to be over there. She's supposed to be over here. Where is that supposed to be over there? Somehow this got all messed up. I mean, that's supposed to be over here. All right. Are we in order now? Sometimes. Johnny, what are you doing? I can't believe it. You don't get to hear Johnny too often anymore. Johnny's still over there. He's just really quiet today. Let's start with the day, because it's the day. Today is apparently it is. Did I do this? Yes, I did. It is World Water Day. It is World Water Day. Oh, when doves cry. That's what it's from. How could you just leave me standing? I cannot believe I did not know what song that was from. Holy shit. I live in the land of Prince. How can you just leave me standing alone in a world that's so cold, world is so cold. Yes, maybe I am just too demanding. Anyway, it's World Water Day, which is another one of those world days where humans think that they are the center of the universe, and as if we need a World Water Day because, hey, maybe you should just stop polluting the water and whatnot. But, the water will be here long after humans are gone, and but this is the United Nations actually has this World Water Day. Clean water is the first step toward a stable, prosperous society. Today on World Water Day, this is someone named Ashu Uguralu. I renew my commitment as a global citizen to make clean water accessible to all. Let's journey towards water for peace together. And water is, certainly become a bit of a political issue here in the United States, especially if you live in a Western state that is supplied by the Colorado River. Which is interesting because that's the one river, I never hear people on the Mississippi Delta complaining about having this big issue with water, but certainly these Western drier states that rely on the Colorado River, like Nevada, Arizona, California, all rely on tributaries of the Colorado River. And fortunately, and now this year, my son lives in Colorado, and there's been a lot of snow in Colorado this year. Not in Minnesota, but there's been a ton of snow in Colorado, and a lot of that water dependency is dependent on how much snow the Rocky Mountains get. So hopefully that will be a thing where maybe it'll alleviate some of that problem. But I know that Hoover Dam, for example, that Lake Mead of Hoover Dam, that's really low. Those reservoirs are really low. But anyway, water, just again, humans overestimate their importance in the functioning of the world. And so when you have things like people talking about climate change and all this other stuff, it's like, if we do cause problems that make humans go away, the earth will still be here. We're not going to destroy the earth. We're more likely to destroy ourselves. And it's probably going to take a really long time to do that. I think people are, mobile, and they move to adjust to certain things, and they've been doing it ever since people ever since people are people. And why should it be that you and I should get along so awfully or awesomely or something like that? I don't know. We went from Prince to Depeche Mode. Just give me an 80s theme and I'll have a song for it. Anyway, so World Water Day. Yippee skippy, Woo. Also now today is also a legend's birthday. It is a legend's birthday. And I'm just going to put the picture up on the screen. I'm going to put the picture on the screen and you get to see this legend. Here, let me find a better one. Is that a good one? Let's try this one. Wide center. Nope, we'll just do back to here. It's a legend's birthday. This guy. William Shatner, hey, Mr. Captain Kirk himself. Now I don't know, this picture's had to be taken in the 60s on this futuristic looking car. A lot of things, this is one of those customs they made for him. William Shatner is, happy birthday, William Shatner. I think he's got to be somewhere 93 friggin' years old. I didn't even realize that. 93. William Shatner is 12 years older than Joe Biden, but has the cognitive ability of a 40-year-old. A great guy who's had a great life. Happy birthday, Bill Shatner. Happy birthday, Captain Kirk of the original Star Trek. Well, actually, Pike was the original captain of the Enterprise, but Kirk quickly replaced him. Happy birthday, Captain Kirk. So there you go. Also today, now there's some news items that aren't necessarily trending on Twitter, but I think they're important, and I kind of wish whether they wish they were or not. One of the last few survivors of Pearl Harbor has passed away. David Higgins has died at 102 years old. One of the final remaining survivors of the 1941 attack on Pearl Harbor has died at 102 years old in Oregon, his family said. Richard Dick Clyde Higgins was born in Mangum, Oklahoma, on July 24, 2021. And according to the Orange County Register, Higgins, who later became a chief petty officer of the U.S. Navy, was serving as a radio man with a patrol squadron of seaplanes on the Oahu Island base when the Japanese military attacked. The Associated Press reported, "It took me a tenth of a second to figure out what it was," the veteran told KTVZ in 2016. Of the moment he realized bombs were dropping, Higgins served as a crew member for the remainder of World War II and was discharged with numerous decorations and awards. He passed away of natural causes on Tuesday after entering hospice care at his home in Bend, Oregon, a few days prior. In December, he appeared as an honored guest at the Pearl Harbor Remembrance Day with local officials and Bend Senior High School students and staff recognizing him and other veterans for their military service. Also, the City Council of Bend also declared a Dick Higgins Day in his honor. His quote, "I never expected something like this," the veteran said at the time. "I'm very honored to be here. I just represent all of those who couldn't be here." Well, he's 102 years old, so that would be most of them. And this, even though this is a few years ago, but still. So anyway, we, the greatest generation, we're starting to lose the lasts of them. And so, shout out to Dick Higgins and his family. So it's just life moves on, right? Also, in the news that's not necessarily trending, but I thought I'd bring this one up too. Bob Menendez, the shitbag Democratic senator from New Jersey, has said he will not run for re-election as a Democrat in 2024. Now, that's interesting. That's some interesting phrasing there. That he won't run for re-election as a Democrat in 2024. Does that mean he's going to try to do something else? A dick a day keeps the Higgin away. Oh, hi, Renee Mayette. What the hell is that? And also, Special Can Acids in the house. Nice to see you. Did I miss anybody else so far? I just see you popping in here. Democratic Senator Robert Menendez of New Jersey announced that he would not run in the Democrat Senate primary Thursday, saying he was hopeful that he would eventually run as an independent candidate. I knew it! As soon as I saw the headline, I knew it! So Bob Menendez is in trouble. Okay, he's the Justice Department unsealed an indictment against Menendez and his wife Nadine on 3 counts, according to a September release by the United States Attorney for the Southern District of New York. Now you know that if they're indicting a Democrat senator, he did something bad, because you know how this Justice Department works. Right? So anyway, let's see. And then they added additional charges in March 5th, superseding the indictment. Menendez said he would not be running on June's New Jersey Senate primary, but left the door open to running as an independent Democrat, as opposed to not on the ballot. Look, I think the people in New Jersey might be tired of Bob Menendez and his shenanigans. Who knows? But anyway, quote, "The present accusation that I am facing, of which I am innocent and will prove so, will not allow me to have that type of dialogue and debate with political opponents that have already made it the cornerstone of their campaign. Yeah, that you're a criminal, that you've been a criminal for years. Hello, Gun Fox. Yes, yours are up next. So you made it just in time. He said, they said that he's a crook, and that's going to be, he doesn't want to debate with everyone calling him a crook. That's probably the problem for Bob Menendez. Anyway, Menendez said in a video statement posted on YouTube, quote, New Jerseyans deserve better than that. Yes, they do deserve better than Bob Menendez. You deserve to hear from those who wish to represent you about what they would do for you and your families in the future. How long is this? No, we're not watching 10 minutes of Bob Menendez. Therefore, I will not file for the Democratic primary this June, Menendez said. I hope that my exoneration will take place this summer and allow me to pursue my candidacy as an independent Democrat in the general election. Hey, I got an idea, Bob. Just sit it out for 6 years. Or for whatever the next New Jersey senator. If you think that the people in New Jersey need you that badly, just sit it out and run against the next time. Whoever, I don't know who the other senator from New Jersey is. I don't care. It's not my representative. So Menendez and his wife allegedly received cash and gold bars from 3 New Jersey businessmen in return for aiding the Egyptian and Qatari governments, according to the September release by the Justice Department. Menendez's wife also allegedly received a new Mercedes-Benz automobile after the senator tried to interfere with a criminal probe in New Jersey, according to the indictment. Menendez announced he would step down temporarily as the chairman of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee in wake of the indictment. He's the chairman of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, and he's taking gold bars from Qatar and Egypt. Really good. Hey, good morning, Selecta Boy. Yeah, and boy. Oh, that's it. And Gunfox. I said Gunfox. Okay. Anyway, so okay, so who's running in place? Representative Annie Kim of New Jersey and New Jersey First Lady Tammy Murphy announced primary challenges to Menendez. Following his initial indictment, Menendez drew only 9% report in a Fairleigh Dickinson University poll released on February 2nd, while 32% of the respondents backed Kim and 20% backed Murphy. So, yeah, he is, it's probably smart that he doesn't run right now, right? I think he can be, here, that's for, I don't know, we didn't do FTGs yesterday, but FTG, Bob. Fuck Bob Menendez. All right, now, some other news sent to me by Mr. Gunfox. Thank you for dropping Hamiltons, and we're halfway to our goal of $60. Feel free to sponsor the show. Oh, the bot's working again. There we go. I'll just pin this to the top. If you want to do a super chat, the best way is through Streamlabs. It's the most manageable for me, and your money actually goes to me and not to YouTube or Rumble. But minus a percentage. If you do PayPal, a little bit goes to them. If you do credit card, even less. It's like whatever the credit card fees are for Stripe. So it's a lot better if you go to for me and for your peace of mind if you donate through Streamlabs. So there you go. All right, let's get back into this. What's next? Gunfox. Gunfox sent me 3 articles via Super Chats on Streamlabs, and he is currently the Streamlabs Superstar sponsor today. Here we go. First one is China on track to be ready to invade Taiwan by 2027. Well, thank goodness, according to the U.S. Okay, China is building its military and nuclear arsenal. This is from, by the way, who wrote this? This is from Bloomberg. China is now, I'm curious. I always wonder if this is a ploy to ramp up our military arsenal that we've been giving away to Ukraine. Because are we running out of cruise missiles or some shit like that because we keep giving all to Ukraine? Anyway, China is building its military and nuclear arsenal on a scale that has not been seen since World War II, and all signs suggest it's sticking to ambitions to be ready to invade Taiwan by 2027, a top U.S. admiral testified. Despite Beijing's economic challenges, its official defense budget has increased by 16% over recent years to more than $223 billion. Oh my gosh, $223 billion. Oh my. What's our military budget? Isn't ours like 800 billion? Ours like is more than Russia and China combined. Although it's probably more expensive to build shit here because you can't use slave Uyghur labor in the United States, where China can just say, "Hey, fuckers, you build this, and we'll give you some extra rice," but that's about it. Anyway, 223 billion. Admiral John Aquilino, the leader of the Indo-Pacific Command, told the U.S. House Armed Services Committee in prepared testimony on Wednesday. In the quote, this isn't a quote. In the 3 years since he took command, he said the People's Liberation Army, or PLA, has added more than 400 fighter aircraft, along with more than 20 major warships. It's also doubled its inventory of ballistic and cruise missiles since 2020. He said all indications point to the PLA meeting President Xi Jinping's directive to be ready to invade Taiwan by 2027. So that's in a mere 3 years. Let's see. Chinese military, the PLA's actions indicate their ability to meet Xi's preferred timeline to unify Taiwan with mainland China by force if directed. The Chinese military has been rehearsing various tasks linked to the operations against Taiwan, such as simulating an encirclement with a maritime and air blockade, Aquilino said. Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesman Lin Zhuan on Thursday said Taiwan is China's internal affair and accused Washington of causing division in the Asia-Pacific region. Well, look, Taiwan doesn't want anything to do with you motherfuckers. But you know what? Boy, this is not good. It's almost like we're trying to ramp up a new war because, war is very, very, very good to some people. FTG to China, too, though. Yes, FTG China. China is asshole. China is asshole. Too bad most people don't know the PRC tried to invade Taiwan in the mid-50s. PRC suffered near 100% casualties. What? Oh, yeah. See, I don't know, man. I think we might have something for their ass, but it's still, and I know the Chinese warships, at least in the past, have been less than stellar, but who knows, man? Everyone's catching up on technology everywhere. So, and plus they steal enough of our shit to just be able to design new shit of their own. I'm sure that all that shit that was left in Afghanistan, I'm sure they've been selling it to the Chinese. Just, hey, here, see how this works. Hey, here's some pieces of this. Here's a special helicopter. Here's some other shit, some drones that they built. You could probably build some just like them. Anyway, let's see. China's defense budget is still much less than the U.S. President Joe Biden this month proposed $850 billion Pentagon budget for fiscal 2025. But look, $850 billion does not buy as much in the U.S. as it probably buys in China. I'm just saying, don't get delusional about the numbers. That includes $500 million to replenish weapons that would be provided to Taiwan in a first. It'd be another fucking proxy war. I'm just saying. God bless America. What China carriers? One was a restaurant, the other is a copy of that, and the third is a copy of the 80s carrier. Yeah, I don't know. Eventually, they're going to figure it out, though. U.S. lawmakers and officials and military leaders have hotly debated Xi's intentions for Taiwan, especially in light of this 2027 target for his nation's military to become a world-class force. Nearly a year ago, Aquilino testified everyone's guessing about China's army's plans. Meanwhile, U.S. intelligence community assesses that China doesn't want military conflict over Taiwan, even as it's determined to bring the self-governed island under its control. So that's not good. I can't be good. Anybody think that could be good? Anyway, moving on. Also, Gunfox gave me this one, and I knew this was about to happen, but apparently it's on its way. The famed battleship, the USS New Jersey, is floating down the Delaware River. The river. You know the thing. Where is it?
You know the thing.
Down the Delaware River to Philadelphia for maintenance. We talked about this a few weeks ago. The famed battleship was floating down the Delaware River on Thursday as the USS New Jersey left its dock in Camden, New Jersey, on its way to the Philadelphia Navy Yard for extensive maintenance work. This is scheduled maintenance. The vessel, guided by tugboats, was first headed to the Paulsboro Marine Terminal, where it will be balanced to prepare for dry docking and then go to the Navy Yard in 6 days. Maintenance work is expected to take about 2 months to complete, officials said. 3 major repair projects are planned, including repainting the ship's hull, fixing the anti-corrosion system underneath the ship, and inspecting through hull openings. The battleship, which was built in the 1940s in Philadelphia, served for about 50 years before its retirement in February 1991 and has been a floating museum since 2011. The ship was built at the former Philadelphia Naval Shipyard and was launched there on December 7th, 1942, the anniversary of the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor. So it's going to get its long due maintenance. You know what's interesting? When we were in Hawaii, and we went on the USS Missouri, so there's a picture of it floating down. It's just a crazy sight seeing this battleship. This battleship has its original guns. It does not have the upgrades. Like, for example, the USS Missouri was recommissioned in the 90s in the Gulf War, and they fitted it with all new weaponry, like more modern weaponry. So these ships can be reused, but I don't think they're as nimble as the destroyer classes that we have now. But at a pinch, they could retrofit some of these ships with the more modern weaponry. And the problem, one of the big problems with these battleships is they took thousands of people, like a crew of 3,000. I think, does that sound right? 3,000, something like that, to run a battleship. The retrofitted Missouri, I think, had a crew of like 900, because of the different weaponry that all Iowa class battleships are upgraded. Oh, well, thank you, Gunfox. I didn't know if they were all upgraded because they didn't all get deployed in the Gulf War though. But these are these were the beasts, man, back in the day, and they with the new upgrades, they probably could still be used in a pinch. So there you go. They all have tomahawks and CWIS. Okay, there you go. So pretty cool seeing that ship actually moving through the down the river there. All right, and finally, Gunfox sent me this head exploding stuff. No, it's not 3,000. What is it? I know it was they had huge crews, and they cut them down to less than half of what they were with the new retrofitted upgrades. Anyway, all right. Then this one. Joe Biden cancels $6 billion with the B dollars in student debt for public service workers. President Joe Biden has announced he is canceling nearly $6 billion in student debt for 78,000 public service workers. Hello, Unacceptable Views. How you doing? Nice to see you. And Patio Furniture is in the house. 78,000. He's canceling for 78,000 public service workers. Now, this is interesting. Okay. Teachers, nurses, firefighters, among those eligible for relief, the White House said. Okay. Firefighters, I don't know if they normally have a lot of college debt, if that's related to their jobs. Teachers and nurses work for private companies. They're not public service workers. To date, Mr. Biden has canceled $143 billion in debt for nearly 4 million people. Republicans have slammed the Democrats' president's debt forgiveness, saying U.S. taxpayers ultimately foot the bill, and it stokes rising university fees. It does, because the universities don't give a fuck how much they charge. We're getting public money. We can charge as much as we want. People can just take out loans and then they'll forgive them later. How about taking it from their endowments? In this latest move, 78,000 public service workers will see an average of about $77,000 of student loan debt canceled. These public service workers have dedicated their careers to serving their communities, but because of past administrative failures, they never got the relief they were entitled to under the law, Mr. Biden said in a statement. What past administration failures? Were these student loans that are already scheduled to be forgiven? What do you mean past administration failures? The people took out the loans. They knew the debt that they were going to take and that they were going to have to pay back. What are you talking about? Now, there were some relief programs for certain professions, but those were supposedly paid for by public funds, usually within a state. But I don't know of any federal policy on that they're entitled to. Anyway, around 43 million people in the U.S. have student loan debt, with federal loans making up the vast majority. Oh, wait a minute, nurses. Hey, maybe my wife could get her recent ones canceled. We'll have to check that out. But still, we were paying for them. We were paying for them. We knew what we took. We knew what we were getting into when we took out loans for student loans to upgrade or go back and get a higher degree. Since the Biden administration's wider plan for student loan debt relief was struck down by the Supreme Court last year, the president has been trying to use old and new loan repayment plans to help relieve debt. The White House initial plan would have forgiven up to $20,000 in debt per person, which would amount to more than $400 billion in student loans. The U.S. Supreme Court ruled that Biden did not have the authority to cancel that debt without congressional approval. However, the issue has galvanized young voters in particular, a key bloc Biden is trying to win over. Yes, he's buying them off. Duh! And he's trying to win over before he faces President Donald Trump in the 2024 presidential election. Yes, free money is really good for your campaign, Joe. Duh. Fuck me. Since then, the White House has been eager to highlight that Mr. Biden has canceled more student loan debt than any other president and has found further avenues to nix more. Yes, he's buying votes. I know, Q&A, 2 days. Oops, hang on. Just create more inflation there, Joe. You know that's what it's good. That's what it does. 2 days. Thank you for reminding me. Advocates Diabli. Where's Q? Q and A. AMA. Whoops. There we go. I've added Q&A to the top of the chat on YouTube. If you want to do it on Rumble, you just have to add a bunch of question marks, but I prefer you to do it on YouTube if you're on both. Thank you for reminding me. Advocates Diabli. Yeah, that's just great. All right, I got to do kind of lightning round, but I am going to slow down for the one thing that I want to talk about, the main topic right over there. Oh, thank you, AD. I see what you did there. Okay, let me go back to the main live chat. All right. Next on the dock is oh man, everything's out of order. This is crazy. What's this? That should be new fundraising hall. Okay, so Joe Biden has a new nickname for Donald Trump. And it's trending on Twitter, of course, because, it's all related to this whole thing with Letitia James and E. Jean Carroll and all these lawsuits that are coming after Trump, and he's getting fined left and right. The Biden administration is now calling Donald Trump Broke Don. Now, this is the first time I've heard this terminology used by a media outlet regarding a Democrat. Listen to this. President Biden's re-election campaign is pouncing on former President Donald Trump's fundraising numbers, dubbing his political rival Broke Don. And obviously the liberals love this. What do you think of President Biden's new nickname for Donald Trump, Broke Don? Biden re-election campaign is pouncing on former President Trump's fundraising and legal problems, dubbing him in a press release as Broke Don. Do you approve of this nickname? Well, of course you do. Here it is. Biden-Harris for immediate release. Not a winning campaign. Broke Don hides in basement. Now, this is funny because we do know that Joe Biden spent the entire 2020 campaign hiding in his basement, and it seemed to work for him, but Donald Trump's not hiding anywhere. That's funny. But So here it is. The Hill has this Biden campaign calls Trump broke down after he lags in fundraising. I also remember, too, Donald Trump beat Hillary Clinton, spending less than a third of the amount on his campaign, and especially if you add the surrogates in. He beat Hillary Clinton without spending a shit ton of money. But anyway, President Biden's reelection campaign is pouncing on former President Trump's fundraising numbers, dubbing its political rival broke down on Thursday. Not a winning campaign, broke down and hides in basement. A campaign wrote in an email, Don Trump can't raise money, isn't campaigning, and is letting convicts and conspiracy theorists to run his campaign. Now, what do you mean he's not campaigning? He's doing rallies almost every weekend. Anytime he's not in court, he's doing a rally somewhere. And sometimes he does them both on the same day. What the fuck are you talking about? Joe Biden still hasn't done any real campaigning. Well, barely. He's done some. Anyway, electric filings made public Wednesday showed Trump's 2024 campaign brought in $10.9 million last month, while his joint fundraising committee raised nearly $11 million and has about $42 million in cash on hand. Meanwhile, Biden's campaign operation raised roughly $53 billion in February, which gave it $155 million in cash on hand entering March. Now, remember also, did Joe Biden have to, now, maybe Trump didn't really have to spend a lot on primaries, but Joe Biden didn't have to spend jack on primaries. So that's a big difference too. This is so funny to me. Do you think that his fundraising abilities will get better now that he's the presumptive nominee? I think it probably will. But again, you don't need as much to run against a failing administration. It's probably, you just probably don't need to spend as much money trying to gaslight the people that tell people things all hunky dory. Anyway, we are 2 weeks into the general election. Donald Trump can't raise money and is hiding in his country club. He's not hiding at all. What the fuck? Anyway, the campaign mocked Trump and questioned if trailing your opponent on cash on hand by nearly 4-1 and hitting up donors to help cover your own personal debts instead of funding your campaign is a winning formula in November. It touted that Biden is traveling to every battleground state in March, while Trump held a rally in Ohio and has been in his home in Florida. And oh my God. Whatever. So that's what's happening. They're mocking Trump for his fundraising efforts. Okay. Now, new fundraising haul takes Biden war chest over doubles Trump and the RNCs. So that's where he came up with that. Biden campaign reported brought in $21 million in February, setting the re-election bid up with $71 million cash in hand, according to Politico. Combined with the DNC, the Biden campaign has $97 million cash on hand in February, while Trump's RNC has $44 million. So, yeah, they have a little over double cash on hand. What has Biden had to spend any money on so far? Nothing, because all the primaries are set up for him anyway. Now, in theory, they've been set up for Trump, but he's had to spend some money. So that's interesting. That doesn't mean shit. These campaigns go up to about $1 billion nowadays, except for Trump's in 2016, because he didn't have to spend as much as Hillary Clinton did. That's interesting. Now, that's the shot. Here's the chaser. Trump surging with women and minorities, according to data. So did he really need it? Let's see. Former President Donald Trump said that polling shows his numbers were numbers we've never seen in terms of support with women and minority voters. In an interview with Breitbart News, Trump credited the surge to concerns about safety and security, which more than anything else are driving voters to the Trump camp, as voters don't feel safe with lunatic Joe Biden in office. That's Donald Trump's words, obviously. They don't feel safe with this lunatic. He's a terrible president. He's the worst president in history. He's been the most incompetent and most corrupt president we've ever had. He's willing to weaponize the Justice Department to go after blah, blah, blah. Anyway, public polls show significant shift in support among women and Black and Hispanic voters. New York Times polling indicates even support between Trump and Biden among women voters, with Trump effectively bridging the 11-point advantage Biden had in the 2020 elections. With Hispanic voters, Trump's position is looking stronger. The Economist recently highlighted diminishing support with the Hispanic community for Biden, with current polling suggesting Trump is set to further gains. With Black voters, Trump's support has grown significantly from 8% of the Black vote to currently polling projection of 17%. So these are all terrible numbers for Biden. So he can call it broke down all he wants, but hey, that shit ain't working. Moving on. Letitia James is trending, obviously, because she wants to take some shit away from Donald Trump. So here's an article in the Breitbart. Trump's lawyers rip Letitia James for denial of request for a $454 million bond appeal. Illogical, unconstitutional, unjust. Former President Donald Trump's lawyers slammed New York Attorney General Letitia James for asking an appeals court on Wednesday to reject Trump's request to reduce or hold off on collecting the $454 million bond to cover a civil fraud judgment. James argued that Trump did not explore every option to post bond, including securing multiple smaller bonds or handing the real estate to the court. She asked the court to reject Trump's request to postpone collection without bond while his lawyers worked through the appeals process. Now, here's the thing about this. Hello, good morning, my friend, my favorite Canadian Jaeger ponies in the house. Here's the thing about this. It's like, look, we know Trump's not going anywhere, right? Because he's running for president. Normally, you have these judgments in civil cases where they want the bond for an appeal because they don't want the person skipping out on paying the bond because they want them to make sure that if the appeal fails, you're going to make the person who lost money whole, right? H-W-H-O-L-E, not like they're whole. But the problem is, in this case, there is no injured party. It's that all of this $454 million is going to the government. And knowing that his net worth is in real estate holdings, it's not like he can take his real estate holdings and take them to Canada or Russia or wherever. So the real estate holdings aren't going anywhere. There is no reason for the state to take the real estate holdings. They're going to be there before the appeal, after the second appeal, all the way to the Supreme Court. So, yeah, money hold, that's an OnlyFans. No, AD, that's funny. So it's not like any of these properties are going to disappear in Donald Trump's big jet and go off to fucking wherever, Lithuania. So it absolutely makes no sense for the state to seize the properties. They're not going anywhere. Anyway, so that's Letitia. And also Letitia James. Now, she also has made a move to seize Trump's Westchester golf course. New York Attorney General Letitia James initiated legal action in Westchester County, New York, targeting properties belonging to former President Donald Trump, including a Seven Springs golf course and private estate. This move follows a court ruling in which New York Judge Arthur N. Moran declared Trump guilty of civil fraud and passed an order demanding he pay $464 million in disgorgement and interest. I mean, to nobody. They're going to steal his shit. That's what they did this for. They're doing it to ruin, bankrupt, whatever. They want to destroy Donald Trump for being Donald Trump. Dismissing Trump's assertion of an inability to secure a bond for this substantial amount, James signaled her readiness to seize the past president's assets as an alternative method of payment. A representative for James on Wednesday submitted a legal filing urging the court to reject what was termed Trump's extraordinary request to appeal without posting the full amount ordered, an amount Trump deemed practically impossible to offer. State attorneys formally lodged the judgments in the Westchester clerk's office on March 6th, CNN reported, noting that this action, the first required step to recover property, may be followed by additional moves such as imposing liens on assets or initializing foreclosure on properties other than among other court-sanctioned actions. See, this, and again, all these people saying, oh, they're going to take Mar-a-Lago. That would sell for X number of dollars. Wait a minute. I thought Mar-a-Lago was only $18 million, but they can't seize property in other states. That's the state of New York cannot do that. I'm pretty sure. Maybe I'm wrong. Who knows? Now that's another shot. But here's another chaser. Apparently, Donald Trump's Truth Social may be going public, and he may gain about $4 billion out of it, or $3.5 billion with the B dollars from it. And Ed Krasenstein is very upset about this, by the way. He's very upset. So I'm going to read Ed the Daily Krasenstein here, because, you got to have a Daily Krasenstein every day, right? Imagine if Joe Biden bought X and started censoring it, banning to fit his political needs, and then took it public where foreign governments could trade the stock to affect its net worth. Yeah, see, that's... Let's remember, Donald Trump is a private citizen, dickhead. If Trump takes Truth Social public through the merger with a shell company, the same thing will happen. Foreign governments would buy and sell stock in order to try to get favors from Trump or even try to get retribution with Trump. This would be corruption at its finest for any president. For some reason, Republicans don't care that Trump appears to be about to do this. Are people really okay with this? Ed! Dummy! Donald Trump is a private citizen. Ding dong. So here's the report he's referring to.
President Trump's legal bills and his need to post a bond of somewhat $454 million here in New York, and the access that he potentially has to what would be billions of dollars of shares if current prices hold in DWAC. Why do we mention it now? Because tomorrow they're having their vote. And they're going to vote in favor, obviously, of the deal to merge with Trump Media and Technology Group. And that's the math. I'll come back to it in a minute. You can see Digital World has had a very nice run of late, and let's call it 40.
Let's just go back to the first graphic here. Trump Media will have access to 87.5 million shares immediately. Trump gains 40 million additional shares if stock stays above $17.50 after 20 trading days. Trump's 127 million shares could be worth $5.6 billion with a B. So, Trump's broke. Oh, broke Trump, right? Shots and chasers, baby. Shots and chasers. Now, the big topic, though, and then I'll get into Q&A because I got tabs open for days. I'll just run through the main points on all of them. But the big topic today is yesterday morning at 2:32 a.m. When Americans were sleeping, the Swamp released its second half of the omnibus, call it a minibus. That's why the title of the show is Minibus. 1,012 pages that spends $1.2 trillion of taxpayer dollars on disastrous policies. The House is still expected to vote on this monstrosity tomorrow morning. Today! This bill came out at 2:32 a.m. yesterday. 1,000 pages, spending $1.2 trillion, and the House is expected to vote on it today. And remember, oh boy, I hope, and I wouldn't be surprised if someone did it. There's a rule in the House where someone can force you to read the entire bill. That would be good. But it's insane. One suggestion: use smaller font. God, please tell speak. And so the shutdown the government is trending right now because of this craziness. The short bus bill. Yeah, it's the short bus bill. There you go. Select the boy. I already did that. You're here. Those ain't real dudes here. That's who's new. So, and there's an article here in the American Conservative. What can $1.2 trillion buy in Washington? Well, nothing good. The more than 1,000 page, $1.2 trillion minibus dropped just before 3 a.m. Thursday morning. Will anyone finish reading it before Congress votes on it? Of course not. It's insane. So there's a whole article here. I think he might have some. Here's some of the things in it. $1.2 trillion, 216,000 words. The Swamp Omnibus bill spends $5.5 million for every word. For every word, they spend $5.5 million. 32, and it's 32 hours before the vote. That's 112 words a minute just to finish reading, not real analysis, but before the votes. They're signing off on over $600 million per minute. It's almost like Pelosi's in charge. Yeah, they're mad at Mike Johnson for this nonsense. But there are some details in this article if you want to see some of the things that's in it. I'm sure they have a link to it somewhere here too. Yeah, here it is. There's a link. If you want to read, oh no, this is Punchbowl News. Yes, there is. Let's see. How many pages? 1,012 pages. If you want to read the bill, it might take you till Monday to read it, but go for it. All right. Other trending topics you'll see, it's in the links. Julian Assange is trending again because of what's happening to him, which is a travesty. Dogecoin apparently is trending because there's some people out there trying to make Dogecoin a thing. Apparently it's really cheap right now, and if they can get it to go up in price, a bunch of people will make money and some people will be suckers. I don't know. Maybe I don't know anything about it, so I shouldn't say suckers. Douglas Murray's trending because he was talking to some forum here about what's going on in Israel. And the title here is Douglas Murray obliterates biased journalists by refusing to let her get away with telling lies for his brilliant defense of moral clarity, logic, and decency over the mad barbarism of Hamas and their apologists in the West. I nominate Douglas Murray for a Nobel Peace Prize. So that's interesting. Everyone's touting this 9-minute interview, but let's hear his Douglas Murray should be dragged before the International Court of Justice for massacring this journalist's career. Let's just try. We'll do 1 minute of this.
There are repercussions for Hamas for starting a war against Israel.
So do you think there are repercussions for an illegal occupation?
What's the illegal occupation?
Of Israel against the Palestinians.
Where?
That is an illegal occupation.
Where?
It is a determined illegal occupation.
Gaza?
Of course, Gaza and the West Bank.
Have you been to Gaza?
Yes, I have.
Is it occupied by the Israelis?
It's completely sealed off, as you know. That's
By
why
who?
they call it by the Israelis.
And who?
By the Israelis, by the US, and whoever else
And who
supports
else?
the Israelis. Isn't that enough?
No, tell me who else is allegedly sealing the Gaza.
I'm saying that Israel.
She doesn't know. I know the answer.
Has completely encircled
I know the
Gaza.
answer.
Nothing goes in, nothing goes
Gaza
out. As
has.
you know.
Well, as you know, if you've been, Gaza also has a border with
Egypt.
Why do you not mention Egypt? Egypt has a stronger fence to fence in the people of Gaza.
Okay,
than
so you
Israel
agree
does.
that Gaza has been fenced off?
No, it's fenced off, although you might note that there are more workers, until the 7th, allowed into Israel to work and indeed to have medical treatments and others that were considered necessary, which Hamas doesn't provide. There was plenty more people every day coming into work in Israel from Gaza until the 7th than were going the other way into Egypt. So if I go back to this question, why do you say there's an illegal occupation of Gaza?
Ding, because she's a river to the sea person. Anyway, that's why he's trending. Also, though, Jeremy Corbyn's trending now because he's on the opposite end of this debate. We demand immediate ceasefire. We demand justice. We demand the end of the occupation of Palestine. Well, what occupation of Palestine? Palestine's been occupied since the so-called Palestine, because remember that's the European name for the region, coined by the Romans. Palestine has been occupied. So-called Palestine, the region, has been occupied almost its entire history, except for when it was the Kingdom of Jerusalem and the Kingdom of Israel before, not the new one. So, yeah, whatever. And also, don't start a war with people who are stronger than you. Alex Jones, though, is trending because there are certain things that people are noticing that are not necessarily, I guess the word kosher would be a way to put it. They're saying Candace Owens and after Candace Owens, Israel now appears to have added Alex Jones to its growing list of right-wing critics. Al Jazeera has acquired leaked IDF drone footage showing the IDF killing 4 unarmed Palestinians in Khan Yunis using drone strikes. Now, the interesting part of this, how do we know that they are just, they say 4 unarmed Palestinians. How do we know they're not Hamas? And I don't know. Is this a war? I don't know. But anyway, that's the footage that everyone's talking about. And that's why Alex Jones is trending, because he's criticizing Israel too now. Israel has lost the high ground. This is not a war. It's a robotic mass genocide. I have a hard time agreeing with that because, again, they say the number that Hamas continually floats out is that 30,000 people have been killed. And some estimates say that 17,000 of those are Hamas fighters. But there's 7 million Palestinians. So how is it a mass genocide? And there's 7 million Palestinians, but they've 30,000 have been killed. I'm not sure. It seems as though that they're doing their best to minimize casualties. I don't know. All right. Also trending, National Guard is trending. If you saw the footage of the National Guard of Texas being overrun by migrants rioting to get across the border in El Paso, and we were there, we saw it all happen, absolute chaos there. So that's, it's crazy that it's still happening. Of course, National Guard's also trending because of Kathy Hochul, New York, having the National Guard in the subways. And apparently Ron DeSantis deployed the National Guard in a spring break crime crackdown. Boy, oh boy. Anyway, Ted Cruz says 3 huge stories on verdict. Illegal aliens are overrunning Texas National Guard. And then they talk about Letitia James and the IRS. So, and then there's I have several articles. One on the migrant group that pushes past the National Guard in Texas. Biden slammed after hundreds of illegal aliens attack National Guard troops in Texas. So 2 articles on that. Also, interesting, Douglas Murray also has an article in the New York Post for America to look at Sweden and beware of the chaos of uncontrolled immigration. Yeah, Sweden's struggling because of a lot of immigrants. I think they're coming from North Africa into Sweden, and they're having problems there due to it also. Climate scam is also trending. People are talking about Nobel Prize physics laureate Dr. John Clauser asserts there's no correlation between temperature change and carbon dioxide. It's all a crock of crap. So there are the wall on the climate change thing is breaking, and there's several different tweets here about things in that particular realm. And then also an article in American Thinker about how Democrats are going to try to make illegal aliens into Democrat voters, which, we'll see what happens there. But apparently, here's the key point in this article. So this guy named Langen went on to explain that the perception among agents, the Border Patrol agents, is that the public is willfully ignorant or indifferent. He says that most Americans don't know how bad it is at the border, and they don't care as long as their everyday lives aren't personally affected. But he went on to explain wait. This is the part. He says, this is Langen. My sources say that illegals have told them throughout their journey. Illegals are told that then when they get into America to vote for Joe Biden and Democrats. They are told this throughout their journey from departure point along the way, and after they arrive for processing, the newcomers are continually reminded that they must vote for Joe Biden and Democrats. So they're campaigning among the illegal aliens. So that's fucking fantastic. All right, I got a shit ton of articles besides this that I highly encourage you to check out, but it is Q&A time. Yay! So let's get to Q&A. I swear, at the end of the show, I will be dropping all these articles and links to into the chat and updating the descriptions on YouTube and Rumble. But it is now time for the time that you all been waiting for. It's Q&A time. Let's do that. Oh, what did I do there? I want to pop out chat. I got to pop out the chat and put that back because I have to be able to see the chat while I'm doing this. That would be good. There we go. All right, there's the chat. And then we're also going to do a Q&A pop out. So let's do our Q&A today because I like to see if anyone's responding to this, because sometimes I think, well, who knows what I think? I don't care. Q&A time. Let's go. Come on. Damn internet. Or is it just human error? Is it boomer time? There we go. There's my Q&A. There. Okay, let's do the Q&A, guys. Let's see what we got here. Q&A. Top chat. No, I want Q&A. unpin this bad boy. All right. Here we go. Oh, what the hell? Come on. There we go. All right. Here we go. Q&A time. First question from JB. Do you watch hockey at all? Yes, occasionally. I do enjoy Minnesota Golden Gopher hockey. Whenever I have an opportunity to see them, I'll watch them occasionally. I do watch, and also look, I live in Minnesota, okay? Hockey is king here. And the Minnesota High School Hockey Tournament is one of those giant spectacles that you just would not understand unless you are from here. They do the Minnesota Hockey Tournament in very large arenas. The Friday, Saturday sessions for the Minnesota Hockey Tournament draw about anywhere from 10 to 12,000 people for the finals. And when I first moved here, they only used to have one class in hockey. Now they have two. But they used to only have one class when I first moved here. And sometimes you would have a school from some little town way up in northern Minnesota in the championship against one of the biggest high schools in the Twin Cities. It's a championship game. It was amazing. There's a town called Warroad up in northeastern or northwest Minnesota. There's another town called Roseau. They used to have these powerhouse hockey teams in a town of like 800 that would come down, and they would battle these schools with that are bigger than their towns and kick their ass. So yes, I do occasionally watch hockey, but it's not my favorite sport. But I do enjoy it. I understand the rules, and I do like watching the Gophers once in a while. The Minnesota Wild are here, but I'm not a big, I'll watch the Wild, but I'm not a big NHL fan. I do like watching college hockey. All right, next question. Avocados Diablo. If you woke up and your hands and feet had been replaced by seal flippers and you were locked in a room with a rotary phone, how would you dial 911 for help? Well, my nose, obviously. My God, I have other appendages. I don't want to go there, but that there's a way. When there's a will, there's a way. In fact, the flippers, don't they have like kind of fingers in them anyway? All right, moving on. TC asks, if 42 is the answer, what is the question? What was Jackie Robinson's number in baseball? And how old do you have to be to before you kick your kids out of the house? I don't know. 42 is Jackie Robinson's number. Avocados Diablo asks, do you think I could train ants to enter vault, dissolve gold with saliva and eat it, then have anteaters eat the ants and then extract the gold from the anteater shit to rob banks? You can try. Oh.
Your life makes me sad.
Selected boy, what do you do to not take things so personal? Look, I'm the last boomer, which means I'm also this much Generation X. I'm kind of that transition point from boomer to Gen X, and because of that, I just don't give a fuck. So there you go. That's what I do. All right, TC. Will the universe cease to exist if Avocados Diablo fails to consistently be first in the chat? No. In fact, we've had ripples in the plane of consciousness before where Avocados Diablo wasn't first, or there were technical glitches that caused someone else to beat him here, and we survived it just fine. But it is nice to always have someone on the ready, making sure that I don't feel like I'm a loser, that nobody wants to listen to me. So there you go. Let's see. Lord Sanham asks, what's your opinion of Herbie Hancock? I think he's a brilliant, genius artist who put out some good stuff and wrote a lot of stuff for other people. So very talented musician. Avocados Diablo, have you seen Trump is taking Truth Social public and expected to get almost $3 billion for it? Well, we talked about that. I read an article on that. So yes, I did. TC, is this the last question? Oh, not even close. Lord Stanhope, why can't James Tiberius Kirk / TJ Hooker be our old man president? Yeah, I'll tell you what, he certainly is. When was the last time I saw him doing something? He was talking on some show still, and he's very sharp in the mind. So I don't know. That would be now if you said the real James Tiberius Kirk. What year, by the way? And I'm sure there's a Star Trek buff in here. What years were the Star Trek era supposed to be taking place? Like, is it like Back to the Future where, it's supposed to be like 2016 or something like that, or whatever Back to the Future was? I don't even remember. He's Canadian. That's the problem. Oh yeah, that's right. He's a Canadian, so he can't be. So there you go. That's a better answer. Hello, Jethro Hetero, by the way. I see you over there on YouTube. Here, I'm going to move this over just in case someone says some shit on Rumble. All right. Okay. TC asks, what blood type is Donald Trump's bloodbath? O negative. Avocados Diabli, do you know what the highest number between 1 and 100,000 is that does not have an N in it? Eight. Oh, no, it can't be 8. No, it'd be 88,888. No, 88,888. No, 800. There's 100 there, so you can't even do that. It has to be 8. 28, 38, 38. 38 doesn't have any ends in it. 48, 48, 58, 68, 78, 88. 88. There you go. All right. And there you are in the chat. Very good. All right. Somnambule Nation, do you think Trump will acquire 100 plus million votes and still lose the presidency due to election fuckery? Yeah. It's almost inevitable, isn't it? Isn't it? It's almost inevitable. Although, here's the thing. You know the thing.
You know the thing.
Here's the thing. Joe Biden isn't going to pull the votes he did. And so I don't know. It's possible that even with election fuckery, Biden won't win. Just, you know what I mean? People are not jumping to come out and vote for Joe Biden. So the fuckery would have to be so obvious that you couldn't deny it. I don't know. We'll see. There's a lot happening between now and then. And I don't put it past the Democrat. Remember when we mentioned James Carville yesterday talking about wet work? You know what wet work means, right? There's very strong possibility, because lots of Democrats too are just saying he will not be president, like definitively saying he will not be president. I'm not. I cannot not predict that something more permanently nefarious could happen to him between now and then, because there's a lot of fucking crazy people out there. I'm just saying, and I think that's a terrible thought to have. But I hopefully his personal security is better than even the Secret Service. I don't know. Lord Stanhope, in your honest opinion, who is a better singer performer, Frank Sinatra or Tony Bennett? Oh man, see, here's the thing about that. I personally think Tony Bennett. I like Tony Bennett's voice better. He can't really say one's a better performer than the other. Sinatra was just the king for a long time, and Tony Bennett lasted into his much longer time just because he lived longer. I don't know. That's one of those questions. It's just your personal preference. I personally like Tony Bennett's voice better. Sinatra was the bigger personality, though. JB, did you know "Rapper's Delight" is not the first rap song ever? That honor goes to King Tim III. Well, I knew it wasn't the first rap song ever. It was the one rap song that brought it into the populace. Big time. mainstream popular song, but there was a lot of rap songs before that. But they were kind of they were a very localized things in certain places. So there you go. Avocats Diabli, would you rather slowly be eaten to death by the cutest bunny rabbits or be forced to have threesomes with Dylan Mulvaney and Hillary Clinton 3 times a day for the rest of your life? They outlive you. Okay. I have one response to that question, AD. And I mean this with absolute love and respect. Fuck you. God, I don't even want that thought in my head. What do you, oh my God, you are just, oh. Wait, I got it. Here.
Resist we much.
Resist we much, because holy shit, that's terrible. No. Anyway, I'm not answering that question. Avocats Diablo. Okay, I'll answer the question. I'd rather be eaten slowly to death by the cutest of bunny rabbits. Avocado, I would stay awake for it just to avoid the other alternative. Avocados Diablo. If you could add a word to the dictionary, what would it be? Well, you just said a word, so a word. Okay, Lord Stanhope, how do you feel about schnitzel? Like Wiener Schnitzel? It's okay. Here's because a lot of people think Wiener Schnitzel is like a sausage, but no, Wiener Schnitzel is more like what are those things? What are those? They're the pork sandwiches, the fried pork sandwiches. What's it called? What's the name of those pork sandwiches? I can't remember. Now my mind's good. Anyway, no. The answer is yeah, they're fine. Schnitzel's good. I had in fact we had one day on the cruise we went through Germany. We did have Wiener Schnitzel was one of the things of the day, and we had it. Pork tenderloin. It's like kind of like a pork tenderloin. That's, you know what I mean? Not bratwurst, like a pork tenderloin. It's a flat piece of pork, whatever. Anyway, okay, I got to go through this faster because I'm out of time. Avocados Diablo, if you had to choose anyone to narrate your life, who would it be? Boy, that's tough. Kind of a choice between Morgan Freeman or James Earl Jones. Or maybe, who's the dude that does the Arby's? It'd be a black man though. It'd be some black man with a deep voice. The dude, Ving Rhames, that'd be a good one too. Although the guy who plays Gandalf would be a good one too. Anyway, all right. Bourbon or rye? Yeah, generally bourbon. I mean, there's some good ryes. Like for example, well, this isn't a good rye, but it's a rye, and it happens to be it happens to be sitting on my desk for the last 2 years. The Rittenhouse rye, but no, bourbon, a good single barrel bourbon. Avocado Diablo, do you know why I just went into the kitchen? I forgot. You were trying to get a salt shaker. That was Avocado Diablo. Lord Stanhope, what was the worst kids show you had to watch when you were little? When your kids were little? Oh my God, Teletubbies. I couldn't stand the fucking Teletubbies. Avocados Diablo. What would aliens landed met you at what? I think you wrote this wrong. What would you do if aliens landed, met you, and mistakenly thought Earth was yours? What would they need to offer you to sell it to them? A Klondike bar. Lord Stanhope, have you ever noticed that Kathy Hochul looks just like the head witch out of makeup in The Witches with Angelica Houston? No, I didn't notice that. I have to think about that now. Avocados Diablo, would you eat a sea urchin? What? Okay, AD, I have no idea what's going on here. No, Barney was not nearly as bad as Teletubbies. No, Barney was like Shakespeare compared to the Teletubbies as far as I'm concerned. I couldn't stand the fucking Teletubbies. All right, would you eat a sea urchin Oreo cookie? Oh, a sea urchin. No! Avocado Stabbies, this is the last question. No! Lord Stanhope, are you going to enjoy your weekend? Yes! Avocados Diablo, was that the second to last question? No! Gunfox61, what would you say if you saw 10 news stories waiting for you? I would I would be shaking and sweating. Thank you, Gunfox. AD, is it still Ice Shack hooker season in Minnesota? No, I think, well, let's see. I suppose you go a little farther north. There are some lakes where I've seen, like when I drive up to my daughter's house, even there is one lake where I still see a couple, not like full-fledged ice houses, but like tent ice houses, like people still walk on the ice, but that time is quickly fading. Although it's been cold enough lately. No, yes, it is in some places. So yeah, it's still ice shack hooker season. Kara Soldier, are you planning to go see the new Ghostbusters movie? No, although I probably appreciate it far. Well, no, not even probably. I saw like 10 minutes of the all-female Ghostbuster movie on, I think it was TNT or whatever those, I happened to accidentally turn it on. Holy shit, nothing's worse than that. But no, I'm not going to go see the new Ghostbuster movie. Lord Stanhope, what should happen to the inventor of chocolate anuses? He should go to prison and sell some of his works. Anyway, or sell his model. TC, how many roads must a man walk down before a man can be a man? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. I'm just saying. Kara Soldier, do you like Star Trek? And if so, what's your favorite series, Captain and Starship? Well, yes, I do like Star Trek. But really the only ones that I watched a lot of episodes were the original, which I've seen every episode probably at least 12 times because my mother and I used to watch Star Trek reruns every night during the summer that I was home at 10:30 because they were on every night. So you pretty much got through all of the seasons in in less than a year. And then I liked Captain Picard a lot, but I think I do like, it's hard to beat the original because Kirk was such a wild character. He's so 60s for a future character, if you ask me. Plus, he was a womanizer, and that's cool. Okay, okay. Running this down. Where am I at? Do you like Star Trek? Avocados Diablo, where's Captain Kirk? Well, I don't know because I'm trying to remember what year that was supposed to be in. I don't know. And so he might be still in, out in the universe somewhere. JB, question. How is a raven like a writing desk? They both produce notes. I don't know what that means. And Lord Stanhope, if you had the chance to spend one night in their prime, would you spend it with Tina Turner or Darlene Lowe? The hell's Darlene Lowe? Darlene Lowe. I'm just never, I was never really into Tina Turner. Oh, Darlene Lowe. Oh, what? What? The fuck? Darlene Lowe? I don't even know who this is. In their prime, Darlene Lowe. I don't know who that is. I'm sorry, I don't know. I mean, Tina Turner always like rock solid body, but damn, I don't know. I don't have an answer for that. And finally, Avocados Diablo. Is this the last question? Yes. Thank you, Avocado. All right, that's it. That's Q&A for Friday, the 22nd of March, 2024. And thank you for joining me today on the Morning Night Live. I'm going to drop tons of articles in the chat momentarily, so I strongly suggest that you indulge in that. Thank you for being here today. If you think about it, hit the like button before you go, because there's more people than likes, so that's not a good thing. And then also share the stream even after the show. And if you want to sponsor the show anytime, 24 hours a day, pdognight.live. Now someone sent me a Cash App, but I didn't realize I got it. And so it expired. So I apologize for that. If you want to resend it, great. If you don't, that's cool too. But I do appreciate the person who sent me the Cash App. That's it. If you want to do it that way, Venmo and Cash App are in the description. So, but thank you. I'll be back Monday. Just always, I might do a stream sometime this weekend since Lady Boomer's gone. I have nothing better to do. And that's it. Gotta go. My name's P-Dog Knight. I'm out of here. Here come the links. See you later. Bye-bye. Hey, this is P-Dog Knight, and thank you for watching today on the P-Dog Knight channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comment section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterwards so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all the supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through Streamlabs, YouTube, Venmo, and Cash App, which are all linked in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm P-Dog Knight, and I'm out of here.